even though it's the same game. And looks like we have a great opponent, Weidenbaum. Doesn't want to help this time, he wants to beat us this time. So let's load in there. Good luck, have fun, Weidenbaum. And cards. What leaders and wonders do we have this time? Bach, Oceanliner, Suez Canal, Shishka, Sun Tzu, Roman Roads, Colosseum. No Shakespeare, but Bach, okay. I don't like these leaders. I guess I could go for Caesar, but then he can just go for Sun Tzu. Could just go Urban Growth, but I don't want that. Let's go for Caesar. Yeah, can go Caesar and then Roman Roads next turn. So Weidenbaum can... I mean, you could just go Rich Land and Urban Growth. Or, I mean, it doesn't need to grab Sun Tzu this turn. Colosseum also works. I don't know if Weidenbaum likes Homer or not. I'm not a fan of Homer, but you could like him. You could even go... I mean, there's a lot of possibilities for him. Homer, Colossus. Colossus, Rich Land, Urban Growth. I'm not sure what I would do. You don't need a leader. Can't wait for Sun Tzu. Homer, Urban Growth. Okay, one of those possibilities he did go for. Putting Roman Roads on 2. That's maybe why he wanted to do that. Colosseum is not... Interestingly, Colosseum and Caesar don't work too well together. Not very historically accurate. He will get Roman Roads and Engineering Genius. Ooh. I mean, this is a great card for to start this off. Also, by putting Acropolis on 2, we secure our military lead, basically, and then being able to play Border Conflict and Call to Arms could be quite nice. Weidenbaum can elect Homer, grab Roman Roads, Engineering Genius, build the philosophy. And then, yeah, I guess it's gonna be a game like this. Yeah, Homer, Roman Roads, Engineering Genius. Interesting. That's interesting, yeah. That he goes for the mine first, even though he has the Urban Growth, but maybe he's waiting for printing presses. Well, this means we have a free population. He doesn't, so hopefully we will open either the development of warfare or religion. Let's find out. Crafts, and we can play one more. Trade routes. I mean, I would like the iron here. I think this is a good start. Then next turn we can go for the iron. We could also increase population. Then we can even go for 2 upgrades. Oh yeah, that is also strong. Also printing press on 2. Yeah, this is better. We don't need the early Colosseum. Reign of Terror as well, and Dark Ages. I think I like what I see. It's gonna be interesting if he will try to get stronger here. I mean, that's not usually what you want to do. We could even go full on Barbarossa and Knights. And the thing is, he kind of wants to finish the Roman Roads, but he has so much stuff now, because Caesar is great at giving stuff. He gave us 2 rocks, 3 rocks, 1 food, 1 science. So you can see here for Weidenbaum, So much stuff. I don't know if he can just finish Roman roads. Yeah, he could with the extra blue cube. Could just finish the Roman roads and not have corruption. But then he probably couldn't use the engineering genius. So we're basically overloading him with stuff to do. Yeah, see here he couldn't use the engineering genius. And he doesn't have a free pop again, so let's try to open Civil Life, okay. And we will play one more. Markets, so much stuff. We have so much stuff. Yeah, you can develop the iron. This is pretty good. I would like to go for Barbarossa. Then we don't get the knights. Just fine. I really want Barbarossa here. Tactic is good for Barbarossa. And there's Zizka now. And since we don't have the knights, we can't use Barbarossa to his fullest. You're not often seeing the love for Barbarossa, and now you see it, yeah. Barbarossa is tricky. He needs the correct setup. And one thing that really sets him up is, I mean, Border Conflict, Call to Arms, and Reign of Terror all in the deck. As well as a great combo with the Wonders, which is, yeah, I think Barbarossa mostly benefits from the correct Wonders. Colosseum is great, gives the military action, which Barbarossa needs a lot of. Heavy Phases, which he needs a lot. And then even discounts for the military technologies. So Barbarossa, you can't use him every time, so you don't see him as often perhaps. But when he's strong, then he is really, really strong. Great Wall is another wonder that really benefits him. Since we skip the first knights, I could grab the Swordsman next turn and then maybe later even the Great Wall. That is probably the idea here. He doesn't want to be weakest here. Okay, now we have the problem. Can't even get stronger. Yeah, this kind of backfired. I mean, yeah, it wasn't cheap for him. He had to go for those two swordsmen. Hey, Hannes, disband mine. What for? We spent all of our military actions. The problem is that I think I like this. We can finish the Colosseum next turn. We can't get stronger this turn anyway. We don't have enough military actions. So sadly this will have to do. Yeah, it would have been nice to be able to of Terror, at least that's okay. I don't think we're gonna get the Great Wall anyway. I think he will grab that here. This is a pretty nice setup for him. It's really good setup for him. Then we just finish Colosseum next turn, which gives us the Epiphase, so that's good at least. Reign of Terror wasn't the worst here. The problem is it's not gonna get better. Especially if he goes for Zizka. Can copy the tactic next turn. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have even played the tactic then. I mean, he hasn't drawn a lot of cards. I could have not given him the tactic. But what will he do? I mean, grabbing Great Wall costs half of his civil actions, so corruption will be an issue. Goes for Zizka. He's pop. I mean, we made a trap and then we activated it on ourselves with these cards. Not perfect. Not much to do in this turn. We can increase pop. Or we can, yeah, prepare food to increase pop with Barbarossa soon. Maybe I should have kept the possibility. Use Barb. Well, I have no rocks. Even if I do this, I could build one swordsman. I can't defend anyway. We just have to assume that this single card he has is not strength related. I guess I should have really prepared to be able to grab the Great Wall. If I hadn't upgraded the Iron last turn, I could have grabbed the Great Wall. I mean, we can hope that he can't trigger this, whatever that is, because he's not drawing a lot of cards. This is roughly how your Julius Caesar games go as well. Yeah, it's so hard to predict. I mean, I tried to set up for military with Barbarossa, but then he just goes and builds 2 swordsmen, and after that goes for Zizka. So if you're too obvious that these are strength events that you played, then your opponent will fight for them. And we still have to see, we have way more rock protection and he's still on 1 science protection, so this isn't cheap for him to go into swordsman. And if he doesn't get rewarded by opening the border conflict call to arms deck, border conflict or call to arms, especially the border conflict. So he can't play politics. We get the theocracy. I like the theocracy. It's pretty good with Barbarossa. This would get me not out of corruption. I mean, I also like the code. And then maybe revolution with Barbarossa next turn with theocracy. just ignore military again. It's fine. But again, the code is nice, and then theocracy, revolution next turn. If only yeah, this is not ideal. I could get out of corruption. I could also just take the corruption. We have so many rocks and we're missing science. I could just grab the breakthrough. Yeah, we don't need the rocks at the moment. Bureaucracy next turn. Build an extra swordsman. I mean, a couple of extra swordsmen. Okay. Can do quite a lot of different things. I guess copying this tactic. Nah, I'd rather draw. Or I could just do this turn. This is so inefficient. And next time we can't. I mean, it doesn't change it if I do it this turn or next turn. And next turn it's going to be H2 military cards, so I guess this even makes sense if we can only build warriors anyway. Can he still not trigger that? I mean, how many cards did he draw last turn? He built a swordsman and upgraded one, so he only drew one new card, so he probably can't push again. I mean, he could go for an aggression. We wouldn't see if he does that, because we can't defend. It's not possible to defend this much with only 3 military actions. I mean, it's only the border conflict. The call to arms, I mean, next turn it starts to be fine. We draw H2 cards for that. And then Dark Ages, not a problem for either of us. Ah, Enslave. He did draw the Enslave. That is pretty good move by him. Drawing the Enslave, very solid. Very solid move by him. So, skip politics. We have to destroy. I mean, you can destroy a warrior, that is no problem. Not use the breakthrough because gauges. I mean, we still have corruption, but that's fine. Need the happy faces. Of course, he also gets the border conflict on top. I mean, the beginning was pretty great, then we had that problem that he got stronger, but he didn't get that much out of it, so I was thinking we were looking pretty solid, but now him getting the Enslave and then immediately the border conflict on top, that makes it pretty good for him. And at least now we can almost, yeah, freely play the strategic or the territories in general. Got some printing presses, engineering genius, okay. Gauges, nothing happens. Okay, we could go for universitas. And I miss out on the knights. Do we get the science? making it not as bad that we finished philosophy. Yeah. Taking bar, probably not the best idea here. I mean, that happened quite early on. It's, in retrospect, the result isn't too pretty, but we had a pretty good setup for Barbarossa. He was the first military leader to show up. If he didn't immediately was... I mean, if Žižka was first, then I would have taken Žižka, of course. I think we had pretty good reasons to go for Barbarossa, but he was just able to counter that quite nicely. Call to arms. Okay, so we draw 2 extra cards. We have a lot of colonization cards, and I mean, there's no H1 colony. Maybe we should have played the developed first. Now we could play the wealthy. Or the developed again. Conmon, cannon, irrigation, corruption. Okay, he takes the corruption. Harvest. A little bit early, but I will take it without complaining. Please H1 draws when unceremonious end for A. Yeah, lucky it was only the good harvest. I mean, still a good card for him, but I'm fine with that. I need the cannon. So like this, cannon. And this gets us out of corruption, that's good. I mean, more warriors, we can always delete them later. Cannons are important. Colonization cards and colony. Yeah. Another colony. Tactic. If we get the rifleman, we can maybe set up for a pretty nice classic army. And I'll use this time to quickly go to the toilet. So he hasn't played yet. There's ocean and there's also coal. Oh, coal doesn't look bad for him. He has sufficient upgrade as well. Hatred silence. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, he could cultural heritage, coal, upgrade 1, grab the efficient upgrade. Maybe even follow up with the railroad later. Two streamers to choose from. Oh really? Didn't know that Is it Splinty who's also streaming? Yeah, nice. Then we can raid him after this game. All the games I've seen recently on stream have been versus Feynman 4 in a row. Ah, yeah, I mean, he likes to give good advice and then also snipe those streamers when they finished their first game. Oh, war. War over tech. And then just the coal, okay. I mean, you're gonna win this war though, right? King of a cavalryman. Knowledge gives us a lot of science. And what would he do if riflemen come out? I mean, still unclear how we're gonna win this. And not like this. Could also ignore it a little bit. Like this much. Let him steal 4 science. But then he gets Conmon. I don't want that. So options we can. And we have to show the tactic. Destroy lab. Lab or food. And extra food. We get the science from him, I guess. One science we're able to steal. Still looking pretty good for him, the game. That's for sure. And this means we really have to get the rifleman. But let's go for it. I think, yeah, I can't give him the Conmon this turn, so there's the rifleman. There are the riflemen. And there's a lot of colonies to come up, and we have good colonization cards. We have these extra warriors we can send away. So there's always hope. There's even navigation still. If we get the navigation, we can win all of those colonies. For him, grabbing away the rifleman is really expensive. 3 civil actions, and he already has swordsmen, so it's just to deny us. Strategic. There's so many colonies coming up. I don't want to send everything for the first one, so yeah, this. He can send, if he sends, he can't send an army. He only has the legion. He can't send the fighting band. I think 7 is a good bit. And now the hard part starts. We have to decide if I want to really send away all of these cards. I don't think I want that for the rifleman. With the other colonies coming up. Ooh. Hussars makes it okay that if we don't get the rifleman. keep it 6, so he maybe has 2 colonization cards, or he wanted to send away 2 swordsmen. He doesn't deny the rifles, okay. I say keep on pushing. There's even Suez Canal. I mean, Barbarossa is still doing some work. One, two, three, four, 5. He can't finish railroad and grab the sewers. So next time we get the sewers. Could go for the architecture because of that. Getting the sewers next turn. We have enough science with the developed. Could play the reserves. Then we have 11 rocks. Grab and finish sewers next turn. Then we don't need the breakthrough. Yeah, I think I like that. No, we don't need this, probably. I'm gonna keep one more card. Yeah, I guess we're not gonna go for the hussars. I need the colony to go for sewers, and I wanna have one more card if I wanna play one more, but we get just another colony. That's also okay. But inhabited or developed? I think developed the science is more important. Isn't hussars better? Not with 4 warriors. It depends on how many warriors we have to send away. It's debatable if throwing that away. Could have maybe just thrown away the economic progress and then just hope to draw something. And if I don't, then I just don't push. Yeah, I think that would have been the best solution. Just keep the hussars, throw away the economic progress. I don't want to play that anyway. I mean, maybe. Yes, 7 rock production, we have 6. And soon with the sewers we'll have more. So for the leaders, there's Darwin, Newton, Catherine, could be good. Also he has that international agreement, he could grab Catherine and wave or something. We have no science. We have some science with the developed, and then the riflemen aren't that expensive, they only cost 4. And I don't expect to win all of these colonies. Some of them, but not all. But he's gonna have a lot of rocks soon. Finishes the railroad this turn. 10 rock production then. So at least we can keep up with the Suez Canal a little bit. And it doesn't have that much food. Even if he goes to irrigation now, he needs to upgrade all of them before he really starts having real food income. Then I probably play the inhabited territory into the deck. Could go for navigation still, but first I need the sewers, so would have to wait. very low culture game at this point. I mean, of course, with that Caesar early game and putting all of these things. Oh, it sounds like a revolution. So he wants the Cornmon, doesn't finish the railroad yet. Yeah, let's play the inhabited. We colonized the developed. We'll be able to send 6. Yeah, 6 is fair. We have enough population. Goes for 7. Okay. There's so many more. I'm happy with him winning 1. For 2 cards and 2 units, yeah, that's fair. More than fair. So yeah, nothing else to do this turn. Sadly we can't go for Catherine. We will lose Barbarossa next turn. Yeah, I should have kept the thing. One more colonization card is great. How many have we seen? All of them, actually. That is very nice information. There's not a single colonization card left in his hand. So with that aggression in hand, could be useful. Could be useful information. So, Barbarossa, you had a pretty long run, but finally it is time to say goodbye, sadly. He could also go for navigation, that's what I'm a little bit afraid of. He goes for the navigation here. Not before opening the Vast. He really needs that. He has to pay for it. All in. Didn't need the all in, luckily. I mean, if you wanted to say send away all of his swordsmen, I would have been fine with that deal. But it's actually really interesting that there's no single colonization card left. If he finishes the railroad, he's going up to 11. Okay, he's going up more. Kills his cavalryman as well. So, yeah, he will be stronger than us. He will be stronger. Strategy. Get both yellows, yeah, but we don't get the strategy. I guess at this point it's too late for them to be too sad about that. Yeah, all of the leaders are terrible. I think the same. Darwin can be fine at least. I think I like the navigation still. There's 2 more colonies. We have quite a bit of science. Rifle upgrades also could work, but should not lose the yellows. Yeah, getting stronger has a lot of benefits. And we need to do this at some point anyway. Yeah, it's better than the extra cavalrymen in general. We might draw like modern army, and then we don't need more than 2 cav. And science isn't looking too great, but it's fine. We have... oh, look at that modern army. Look at the modern infantry. If he doesn't grab that here, then we have free reign over this this here tactic. Mech Egg. Oof, he gets an early Mech Egg. He can grab that, develop it, upgrade. That will solve his food. Yeah, that will solve his food problem. But happy faces after that. He could grab the organized. We will see. Biggest problem is we are pretty far behind. Well, we're not far behind. We're pretty even in culture and slightly behind in culture production. I could just make this all about military. We have the potential to build infinite modern armies. We have a lot of food, if that's what you mean. A lot of potential population. He doesn't grab the strategy. Perhaps patriotism instead. Crime wave, okay. Red Cross is not in. Nope. I think I should deny this and then just... I also kinda wanna deny Gandhi. I have it, we don't get this strategy. Yeah, maybe I don't need to deny modern infantry. He needs modern infantry and cannons. Yeah. I mean, it would be nice to cut it, but we probably don't need to. We don't have to show this yet, that we want to transition. Okay, so let's see once again. I think denying Gandhi is correct. One corruption, it's fine. On the other hand, if we don't have this corruption, we could go for the full army next turn. Why deny Gandhi? And that's true, we have a lot of MAs. And then this solves the problem, right? We can just increase population once more. 10 rocks next turn, 2 cannons. If we get a war... Yeah, this is... I'm a little bit afraid that he will destroy our nice war game if he just goes for Gandhi, but we will see. Yeah, I think Gandhi's fine. Then we just take one turn to set up, and then the following turn. We even have the hybrid war, which is great to have versus Gandhi. I mean, this civilization that we have here does not care about urban buildings. Food, colonies, military. And a couple of technologies. Every single one of these special techs. Yeah, if we win this, then because of colonies. Being able to win the developed and vast helped so much with happy faces, food. Is the balanced civilization you like to see? Yeah. It's the one I always promise everybody. Another territory. I mean, if we win this, yeah, I can go up to 9. Just one warrior to get that territory? I don't know, man. Looking pretty good here all of a sudden. Wealthy for a warrior. 19 rocks all of a sudden. And if there were any multimedia movies, we have the architecture. We could just build 2 movies in the one turn. Sadly, there are none of those at the moment, so we are still kind of forced into the military, which is still fine. I think we can just, yeah, still go for that. Go for 2 cannons. Is he gonna Gandhi? Is he gonna... No, no Gandhi. Should I just go for the war now? Yeah, I don't really see a reason why we shouldn't. And this mill will mean we can't really go for the multimedias or anything, but we still can go for Wonder. Have the aggressions in hand. He has an uprising problem as well. I mean, we also have that, but we manage it pretty nicely. I don't need the endowment. We're gonna win the war, then we have way more culture. I can just upgrade the last food, perhaps. There's a slight problem. Inhabited territory. So the alternative to this is just this. Yeah, I think I like that. Even more. Because now if he opens inhabited, by the way, there's civil unrest. That would hurt. I mean, that at least would hurt both of us. But it is inhabited, and then we can go up to 9. Because that would solve his heavy face problem. And we still keep our army. Can still try the raid. Or the plunder. Maybe the plunder? I mean, there's not much to raid here. Sadly, we won't get the Air Force. Yeah, they're a little bit expensive. Yeah, I also think fast food is probably the best. I mean, it's at 18 right now. We have 3 free population, which will make it even better. United Nations isn't bad, but we don't have a thing right now. Space flight 16. It's close, but I think we can improve the fast food chains quite a bit, so should work. And the last one is Manhattan Project. So he probably hasn't got the time to grab a wonder right now, so maybe just take the one that we deny him, which would be the fast food chain then. Yeah, they're all free after the hybrid war. Can put a couple of them somewhere. I mean, we have no science. Could put them into religions, something like that. And first of all, he has to deal with this war. 60-31. By the way, we only had Julius Caesar and Frederick Barbarossa. No other leader needed. This is complete military. And the rest is not working for us. The rest, we could just stay with those 2 leaders in this whole game. No shame in building more modern armies. Good point. Modern armies are pretty strong after all. Import of colonies would be quite nice. All of these are ours. Yeah, this was the big recovery. I mean, early game was super interesting. We had some troubles, but he didn't get that much out of it. Then he had that enslave plus border conflict. Then it was looking pretty good for him, I think. But then the colonies helped us turn this around. $41. The thing is, the plunder doesn't steal much, but at least we don't use as many military actions. Of course, I could just go for the Ravages of Time. The plunder. If I open the Civil Unrest, it's better than the plunder, probably. It's 2 culture guaranteed. Maybe he loses 4. And what do we plunder? The 16 rocks? He doesn't really need those right now. And the rocks don't matter. And the food would be nice, but I think I play this. Freedom of movement. Okay, I have so little to do with that. And yeah, planned this perfectly the early game, just losing the strength events, and then he thinks, I'm winning the military. I run into more rifles. Make him even more afraid. That poor guy. I'm definitely grabbing the fast food. Sadly can't go for the revolutionary idea then. I mean 69, nice. We're just waiting for another war. Actually, $77. At least that guarantees the raid. So if he wants to go for multimedia or some big buildings, we can just destroy them with the raid. No urban buildings matter. Yeah, that's what we're going for here right now. I don't know if it's correct to build the extra riflemen, but it's fun. We have enough rock production thanks to the Suez Canal. We can finish the fast food chain. That is fun. Occupy. That is a good one, I think. Stealing some science, some culture. Balanced. All the urban buildings are at the same level. They're pretty. I mean, both of them that I have. Haven't researched a single one, so yeah, they're all equal. I mean, our culture lead isn't that big, but he won't get a wonder. And we're both at very low culture production, which he can try to change if he goes for 1 movies now. But then we have that raid. I mean, he has to accept if we get another war, it's gonna be over. Also, he loses 4 culture to the civil unrest. All urban buildings when there are none of them. Yeah. All urban buildings are on the same level. If none of them are there, they are all on ground floor. One thing that could potentially, I mean, I still think we have a very good position, but if one thing can give us some trouble, it would be the impacts. I mean, harmony. Our harmony isn't so great. I mean, his also isn't, that's the thing. Industry. I mean, agriculture's fine. Oh, we have industry, okay. Or is he gonna try to defend? He could go for 2 air forces, giving him 26 strength, so 69. Nice. Then he could defend. But then he only has military, he doesn't get more culture. Just go for air force, number 1. Yeah, 1, 2 air forces. Revolutionary idea. How big can our fast food chains be? We're gonna find out. Sadly, we don't get much more population, but I guess I still try the aggression, the plunder. Don't want to play the input of industry. Oh, he lost. I mean, maybe he doesn't have the cards to defend, or he thinks he can defend our next one. I think I would take the food. All of these rocks and 1 food. You definitely want to end the age, so going these 2 cards. And then making a bigger fast food chains. Build temples. For impacts, temples would be the best, yeah. Yeah, I guess this is the best. We still have enough for fast food chains. Can build 1 more temple and finish that next turn. Or no, can build 1 more bronze or irrigation and finish that next turn. There's the war, a little bit late. But this is also fine. And 2 impacts of his, he's at 34. But as I said, the game changer is the fast food chains for 24, probably for us. And now that he can finally be sure that there's not going to be a war, he can't really go into culture production that much. He has enough science for 1 movies with the revolutionary idea. Can play that, grab that. Yeah, I can go for 1 movies here, but could go for multimedia and upgrade them. Get a little bit of culture from Einstein. That's about it. Yeah, exactly. Upgrade multimedia is also an option. But happy faces. Maybe can be pretty sure it's not input of happiness. And we have the input of tech, which is important. Agriculture, okay, 8 to 14. I guess I should have just tried the other aggression, honestly. The occupy. We didn't need our military actions anyway. And the plunder wasn't so impactful. I mean, we have next turn to try again. We didn't draw an impact we want to play, so we're going to try again with the occupy. Taking the reserves and upgraded the swordsman. The warrior to rifles. To guarantee the aggression, maybe, yeah. Would have guaranteed us this aggression. Oh, successful again. So he wasn't able to defend the last one as well. So that's nice. And then can increase pop. Do one more religion. One bronze and complete the fast with chains for 25. And that's about it. I played perfect, yes, indeed. A good horse doesn't jump higher than it has to, so why take more strength when he can't defend anyway? So yeah, this will be a victory then. Oh, imagine if this top card was the civil unrest, and then you would run into that now. Dario Abend, schönen guten Abend. Welcome. So he doesn't have enough science for pro sports. Maybe he wanted to go for that, but he just lost 3 science from the Occupy. Not so nice for him. And yeah, we managed our challenge. No leader after H1. Only Caesar and Barbarossa. Nothing else. ROT is quite devastating. Errors of time. It doesn't really matter too much for him, right? He would have lost 1 yellow cube. And that doesn't do... I guess then he can't increase population, so... Not sure about devastating, but... Yeah, would have given him some extra problems. Because now he can just increase pop and has no happy face issues. Maybe build a couple of religions at the end of the game. Try to save yourself in religion. Sadly, we didn't manage to go completely without urban buildings. We did build these couple of religions. And he will get stronger than us. He really wants to be stronger. So there's input of strength then, I guess. And the religions. Wonders, 14 to 12. Weinbaum, what a crazy game, right? But well played, GG. And the last one, government, 16 to 18. So, a victory and puntos, and only 2 leaders. You don't see that too often, that you don't get an H2 or H3 leader. But Barbarossa is so good, you don't need anything else. GG indeed, and yeah, quite an interesting match. A very interesting early game, not the usual just build printing presses thing, very interesting. And also quite interesting late game. Leaders are overrated, yeah, as you just saw, winning without a problem, without the leaders. But yeah, 19 puntos from Weimar, thank you very much, plus 30. So still 90 DK, 1768, so I'm starting to climb up again in the true ranking. But that's gonna be it for today. We're gonna be raiding Splinter now. So from my side, have a nice rest of your Sunday and see you guys next time. And yeah, as I said, we're gonna be raiding Splinter now. So yeah, see you next time, guys.